This is a side saddle Superman, or I've heard some also call it an arabesque variation. I'm sure there's a lot of names for it, as there are for many pole moves. For this one, you can either invert into it from the ground aerially, or you can drop down into it. So those of you that are still working on your inverts, no inverts are needed for this one, okay? So I'll walk through both of the transitions to get into it. So initially, I'm going from an outside leg hang and dropping down to it, but also go through the drop down. But we're gonna get to a genie. So whatever your favorite way is to get into a genie. Okay, so I'm going invert to outside leg hang. I'm gonna reach up nice and high. I'm gonna bring my bottom leg around into a genie. When I do, I wanna keep my legs straight initially and get my knee, back of my knee to the pole. Think about trying to keep that leg as vertical as possible before you bend. That way it's gonna get it tighter into that knee pit. I'm gonna slide my top hand down just a little bit. My inside hand here, the hand between my legs, I'm gonna push as I bring this other leg down and lift up, okay? Reversing back to that genie. So for this, something to keep in mind, that top leg, when you take it around, it's in that genie, you're gonna extend straight, think of swooshing it up, and there's a lot of glute engagement. If this leg stands down low, you're not gonna have the same squeeze between your legs. This leg, as it extends up, I'm using my glutes to reach up and also my adductors to squeeze in. So really think about crossing your body with that, and it's gonna help you have a better grip. The bottom leg, try to make your genie as wide as possible. I find that if it's a narrower genie, when you transition your hips into that side saddle position, it tends to slide out of the knee, okay? So regardless of flexibility, just think of as wide as your genie can go. Okay, so let's drop down into this from a Jasmine. So those of you that are either working on your inverts or just looking for a different transition into this, we're gonna drop down through a Jasmine. So you're gonna take it up, bring that leg in to your Jasmine, okay? From here, I'm gonna swing that bottom leg around, just like we did from the leg hang, transition this bottom hand to a cup grip right between my legs. Bottom leg, toe pointing down, really feel it as vertical as possible, that back of the knee pit touching the pole before you bend, okay? Now I'm gonna press with this hand between my legs, slide the top hand down just a little bit, top leg straightens, swooshes down, and then extends up as you reach away. To reverse, drop back through your genie. You can transition back to your Jasmine to bring it down, okay? So, couple of tips. Height of this hand. If it's too high, sometimes you'll find yourself pulling off of the pole. If it's too low, you're gonna feel like you're dropping forward, okay? So think about reach up as high as you can initially, and then just slide it down a couple inches, okay? Bottom knee, very important when you place it on the pole, that you don't place it more parallel to the floor, but instead really think about your leg being as vertical as possible so that you get it as close into the knee pit as you can. Like I said, making that genie as wide as possible versus a narrower genie. Top leg, when it comes down, it's gonna extend, swoosh down to the floor, which kind of sets up that grip between your legs, and then continues to the back, engaging the glutes and that cross body squeeze, okay? That bottom arm, once you've pushed with it, extends up, lifting the chest. And then take it out. You can reverse it the way that I did, or play around with other transitions out. There's all kinds of fun things you could do out of that seahorse into a genie, okay? Try it out. Comments, let me know. Questions, enjoy.